DKB here. What's happening, y'all? So it's slim pickings out here. We know there's a couple quote unquote holes on the roster. At least when you take a look at the safety and linebacker positions, which are the biggest needs left really on a defense that's been overhauled significantly enough. And I would say, again, there's not a lot of talent that's left out there in the free agent realms that we can necessarily pick up right now, at least from what we know is available. Also, keep in mind, there's not a lot of pure free safeties. It's a lot of people that have been switched from free safety to strong safety heading into like their latter years. Most of the targets that are out there are going to be like 28 and up as well. But there is one player while much older than generally the rest of the population, could serve a very good presence for us because he's been productive almost no matter the situation. And things just haven't fell in his favor. I mean, I remember a couple years ago, even him coming off a very solid season, and he just couldn't really get a contract until almost the regular season or a couple weeks into the regular season. It's hard to really remember, but he was a player that I liked quite a bit. I used to pick him up in Madden all the time. But Tashaun Gipson could bring veteran presence as well as potentially starting for the majority of the season unless something breaks way with Jason Pinnock, or maybe if Joyner does end up having a standout year after recovering from injury. But Tashaun Gipson has been able to perform, like I mentioned, in a variety of situations. So one of the biggest factors for me is if you take a look at kind of how his course of his career has evolved. His most productive season by any statistical measure, if you guys like PFF and like the stats that they break down, things like that, came at the free safety position back in 2014. He scored extremely high. He did very, very well this season. And keep in mind, the 2014 Cleveland defense was not vaunted. It wasn't an absolute top five defense, anything of the matter. He was standing out on a very poor team. So I think we can use his talents. As far as him being a versatile piece, it kind of matches what we would like to do on the defense now. But I would the way that I imagine the defense going, and there's not a whole lot to substantiate this in any way other than kind of what I've seen from X Factor and learning how Robert Saleh's defense has operated and maybe where he can take it to. But with the pieces we put around, it does allow him to have more traditional pieces at safety and having strictly a free safety, strictly a strong safety. Every once in a blue moon, depending on matchups and stuff, maybe they can be a bit more versatile during the game. But I think that's exactly what we need, especially now that we have a very strong coverage unit, at least at the cornerback group, from what it looks, from how things appear with the additions we've made. It would be a huge boost to us to just allow a high free safety to roam back there, and we can have our strong safety blitz more often. We can have them drop back into some exotic coverage packets. We can have them secure the flats, do not quarterback sneaks, but secure the quarterbacks for the ones that are more athletic out there in the NFL, and make sure that they're not just running rampant on us. So it definitely plays itself to allow a lot more things to happen. Now, again, Tashaun Gipson, he's been very productive in a manner of different roles. If we need him to change out and be a strong safety, he can pick up. Some of his best seasons have been from 2018 and forward at the strong safety spot. And then again, at free safety, he did have the one standout year. And then there was a year that he took a step back. But I mean, he's logged the majority of his interceptions for his career at the free safety realm too. So I think he offers that perfect boost of being able to provide the veteran leadership to the rest of the young core. Because keep in mind, they are still fairly young. And two, he can actually bring the playmaking ability to us. I mean, even as far as this last season, he picked off a pair of interceptions. He's been able to make some things happen in terms of pass deflections and not allowing an extremely high completion percentage. I wish I would see a little bit more pop. He's never been like a forced fumble guy, but I think in this defense, he can make some plays that would make him be seen in the realm of Pro Bowl level again. And we could probably get him relatively cheap. I mean, he struggled again to get a lot of contracts. I think the most recent one he got was I think a signing bonus is $750,000 with the Bears, 2.5 million. So we can have him for generally under 3 million. And even if he doesn't pan out, heading into the regular season, it's a drop in the bucket to take a chance on a player that can really round out the rest of this defense on the back end. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I know I've heard Landon Collins' name a lot as somebody we would love to grab, but I think in terms of best value versus productivity, Tashaun Gipson fits the bill, and I'd be excited to see him join the roster for sure. I just need to. I would like to know if there's a connection maybe to the roster. Jaquiski Tart is another name that's out there, but he's essentially kind of played strictly a strong safety mode outside of 1 year, so I don't necessarily see him being the guy. But again, let me know what your guys' thoughts are, and I'll catch up with you again. Peace.